welcome back, folks, to Vanguard GT 2024. This is round 2. With me, as always, is Mark Howard. How you doing?
Oh,
Mark?
yeah. What's up, y'all?
We are handing out the first round prizes for the people who won their challenges, and we are checking out the top table here for round 2. This is going to be Ryan Hoffman versus Dale Motley. Let me get that going here.
Funny enough, we have OGL up against Northern Alliance yet again.
Again, part 2. Let's talk about some lists. Let me pull up the list real quick while they are doing their deployment. It looks like they might be getting started already.
Oh, they're definitely deploying already, but we...
Oh, they're still deploying. Okay, cool.
They're going.
We are playing Hold the Line here. Let me pull up Ryan's list. All right. Let's go through the list real quick. Yeah, so Dale got a perfect 23 points in the first round. And Ryan got a 22. Dude, there were so many 18s. There were a lot of big scores in the first round.
Yep.
Yeah, no, but these guys blew it way the fuck out of the park. So let's go ahead and pull up share screen, window, boom.
Everybody look at my Honky Boys shirt again.
There it is.
Again, it's glorious.
We'd love to see it. Control. Let's zoom in a little bit on this bad boy. All right, so this is Dale's Order of the Green Lady list.
Ooh.
He has 2 regiments of Brotherhood Centaurs. He's got triple Order of Redemption regiments, one with Sharpness, one with Blessing of the Gods. He's got triple Forsaken, Order of Forsaken, 2 hordes and 1 regiment of Order of Forsaken. One of the hordes has got Jesse's Boots, and they both got Sacred Water. He's got a couple of Pegasus. He's got 2 Exemplars, both mounted. One's got the loot for Bane Chant, and he's got the Avatar of the Green Lady for 13 drops and 25 unit strength.
Interesting list.
It is. It's slight variation on the standard Order of the Green Lady list. Do you want to read through Ryan's?
Yep. So Ryan, he's got 2 regiments of Pack Hunters with the bow upgrade, so they have 24-inch range. He has 2 hordes of Ice Elementals, one with Aegis of Alohi for Iron Resolve and Blessing of the Gods for Elite. He has the Troop of Tundra Wolves with Warbow of Kaba, which I've never seen before, but hell yeah. We got the Frostfang Cavalry with Tundra Fighters Stangstone. We have 2 hordes of Frostclaw Riders with the Ice Bombs upgrade. One has Helm of Drunken Ram, one has Jesse's Boots. And then, if we keep scrolling down, we have an Ice Queen with Conjure Staff, Heal, and Mind Fog. Sarakina, the Ice Queen. And last but not least, of course, we have Grim, the legendary Ice Giant, as I think we're going to see in most lists at this point. It's really good.
Yeah. Yep.
Very, very good piece.
Yep. 12 drops and 22 unit strength to 13 drops and 25. They are playing Hold the Line. So number of drops is pretty close. Number of unit strength is not that far off.
Yep,
what's up, Kaz?
Hey, Kaz, you're back. I see Nerd Hammer for life. That should be pretty... That's exciting.
All right.
If you ever want to join the dojo, let me know. Always looking to up our painting scores.
Woo. All right. Why is the camera turned? What is happening?
The camera got turned, it is, so somebody struck it.
Yeah, let me see.
You got it?
Yeah, I'll see.
All right, so we can still see, guys, so we're just going to hang in here for a second, and Mike's going to hopefully get Sean to go turn this camera a little bit. It's a little, I think somebody just knocked into it.
Yeah, let's check. Let's go ahead and get some. Let's listen in to the boys as they're deploying here.
Oh, yeah. That's Ryan's body. It's very exciting. All right, there we go. Much better. Much better.
Just switch to the different camera. All right.
Hopefully he's angrier than he was in the last game.
Yeah, so this is a Bart Stroud scored tournament. Those of you not familiar with Bart Stroud, you can get up to 7 points for scenario and 4 points for attrition, and it's a 10-5-1 win, draw, loss, meaning you get up to 21 points. And I had a 2-point bonus objective on the top for a total of 23.
Do we know what their bonuses are, or do they choose that after they deploy?
They
Let's go with
can see who picked what real quick,
Yeah, we'll work it out.
or maybe Sean could
Maybe Sean
go around
could.
and
We'll ask him.
ask each of them to whisper to us, and then
Right now, guys, we
Where are
just
you putting the
got
flyers?
your basic deployment starting out. I think we're gonna see something a lot similar to the last game. A lot of just deployment in the center and positioning. Both these armies are pretty fast, at least in Ryan's case.
Cheating on your secret objective, changing it now that we deploy.
He has the
No, I have it written down.
Monsters Cav unit and 2 hordes of Frostfangs, so he has a little bit more speed than Brad's previous list that you guys saw in the last round. We'll see how it goes. Also, only 2 Pegasus in Dale's list, but he seems like he has a few more hitting units.
Yep. Looks like Ryan has not dropped either of his Frostclaw riders yet, but he's put both his ice elementals in the pond there.
Yeah, and it looks like a pretty decent opening in the center of the board for them to be able to start walking up and shooting people. So we'll see how that plays out if he gets to bring them to bear. But at the same time, he's playing Alpha Strike opponent, so it's going to be hard to move them up within that 12-inch range and shoot because they can get charged at any time and it'll shut them down. We'll see what he does with it.
All right.
Yep.
And I believe we have an answer. So Dale is doing strength in numbers, and Ryan is doing hold the line, not to be confused with the scenario hold the line, which they are currently playing. And I will tell people what those are in a moment.
Yep.
Pull up a copy of the player's pack.
We see Ryan dropping his first unit of the Frost Claws over on the side, as you do. Be interesting to see if he's going to deploy the other unit of Frost Claws right next to them. I imagine he will, and he'll be trying to bring the full weight of their shots to bear on a unit. Camera 1 is looking
good. I think it's better.
Less tilted. Yep.
So Dale is doing the strength in numbers bonus objective. For strength in numbers, he wants to have a higher total unit strength still alive at the end of the game than his opponent. And he's starting with a, I think, three unit strength advantage. So that seems like a pretty smart pick from him. Also, as an Alpha Strike list, like if he doesn't kill stuff, he's screwed anyway. So he just wants to open up that lead. Yeah, and Ryan is doing hold the line. He wants to end the game with a higher total unit strength on his own table half than his opponent has moved in his table half. So basically, he wants to keep Dale off of his side of the table and keep unit strength on his own side of the table.
Yeah, which isn't a bad bonus to go for, considering you're doing the hold the line objective anyway. So if you're already winning that, it's going to be going pretty well for you. Good chances anyway. So
yeah, you can play this. Yeah, so like Ryan is going with the if I play the regular scenario, I'll win this one
and get those points.
And get those 2 bonus points without really having to do anything else. And Dale is playing the if I execute on my game plan of killing the shit out of you, I will get that.
I'll just have that unit strength.
Yeah, I'll just have it.
Really good. Good choices. We'll see how this game plays out. A little less of things that get in the way and hold in Ryan's list than Brad's previous list. And the Frostfang hordes are really, really, really great, especially when you have 2 of them in unison. But at the same time, now he's playing against an army that has multitudes of units that fly and have speed 10. So that could be real difficult to maneuver that correctly and not get, accidentally hit. Shuts down their shooting, shuts down their Thunderous, and if you hit them, if they don't die because they're only defense 4, that just kind of locks them down. So it's going to be a very careful game. Ryan's going to have to play with them on the flank.
All right, let's talk about these deployments here in terms of what units we're looking at. So if I'm looking at Dale's here in the bottom right corner, I'm seeing looks like some Forsaken Knights behind, probably some Centaurs.
I imagine that Centaur's up in the front right there.
Either Centaurs or Redemption, we're not sure, and look like one of the Exemplars behind them.
Yep.
Slip around the other side to see if we can see what's next to the building up here. Okay, looks like probably one of his pegs.
Yep. And then he has, I think, 3 units of Knights.
He has
That
3
looks
units
like
of
most.
knights.
Yep, that looks like most of them deployed in the center right there. Another unit of
Yep.
Forsaken on the side of them, and I see wings
Yeah, all the way down here at the end. Yep.
all the way down near the end. So he has his 3 Forsaken units a little bit spaced out.
Yep.
And you can see his other. The Green Lady just dropped next to the Forsaken. Down here, it looks like we got the. On Ryan's side, it looks like once again he's already deployed his Frostfangs or his Frost Claws together on the one flank, followed by 2 units of Ice Elementals. He's keeping both of those pairs together, and they're all near each other, so the shooting will be extreme.
Yep.
Um,
Ryan is going first here. It's his top turn 1.
There's Ryan's girth. Love to see it. All right, they're just going.
Yep, moving up some Frost Claws, checking range. Fast armies versus fast armies, like you always kind of see that. I'm going to move up in turn 1 and give you nowhere to go. Like, I'm a half an inch away from you. You can scooch up, and that's all you're doing. You just sort of pin him or dare him to come across at you, either one or the other.
I don't know what else he can really do in this scenario. He's just got to hope for the best. I mean, I don't know which unit has Jesse's boots. I imagine it might be the Forsaken unit closer to the upper right of the picture here. So maybe he's hoping having the Frost Claws in that terrain will give him an advantage in terms of them being hindered.
All right. Ryan's going to stand there. Let's switch around to the other camera. Can't really see quite what he's doing, but at least he's not in the way.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, looks like it says Strider there.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So
Ryan moving his stuff up on the far end there.
now, I'm not 100% on if he is 20 inches outside of the Forsaken or if he just said fuck it and just moved up.
I mean, he moved both his Frost Claws up in the terrain. That is a forest up there.
Yep.
Although Dale doesn't really have any shooting to speak of, so he's just looking to hinder units.
He's just looking to hinder, which is fine.
Yep.
I mean, if they live through it, they live through it. That'd be nice. You're looking at those 18 attacks suddenly hitting on 4s. They only hit with 9. It gives them a chance to survive. And if they lose a Thunderous, he might only wound on 3. So, it's, it's something. Yeah, really interested to see what those Ice Elementals are going to do. If they do get a chance to actually shoot at all or anything of that nature, we'll see how it goes. But they might just be fighting for their lives in this game, depending on how aggressive Dale wants to be.
Vanguard GT brought to you by Old Milwaukee. Yeah, so it's been a very exciting tournament so far in round 1. We saw some big wins.
Oh yeah,
folks. Looking down the results, like Dale's got a 23, Ryan's got a 22, Brian Swinson and Brad Park and Bart Kohler all got 22s as well. Thomas Strother got a 21. Gabe Toth and Steve Hildred both got 20s.
Yep.
And then just tons of 19s and tons of 18s. So like, there's really no middle ground in the first round.
Yeah, there's no real 16s or 15, any crazy stuff like that. Just everybody was punching.
No draws.
The joys of any tournament is taking lunch and going upstairs. Everybody talks about their games and just the madness. It's beautiful. So
yeah, no, the middle table here is somebody that got an 18 playing somebody that got a 7 last round, because there's nothing like it's such a two-sided field.
All right, well he's definitely he's thinking this out, what he wants to do with this cav. Once again, with this OGL, it's just such a brutal thing that you're like, all right, well, we're pretty much going to be in combat like turn 1 or 2, so you got to just get ready and decide what you're going to do and go for it. So you guys can see Harim right there. It's going to be a different model. So Harim is that giant dude with his fist in the air right next to the Frostfang cav.
Yep, when he's
there he
right
is.
Now, yep.
You're seeing Ryan do the corner to corner so that neither of them can be double charged.
Yep. And also he's got 2 Strider units behind walls, with walls protecting their flank.
Yep.
And a building protecting. That's such a strong position.
Very strong position. Yeah, I didn't even notice that at first. Good
like,
point.
yep, you can come get me if you want. You're not going to do shit, but I can definitely come get you at full strength next
Yeah,
round.
that's brutal. What we got?
Yep, very good
He
positioning
looks
there.
like he's measuring past the front point of the Forsaken, which is intense. All right, there's some Tundra Wolves just lurking.
As they do.
As they do. And he's got those pack hunters in the center. The thing about Ryan's list that's actually really neat is he has a little bit less hitting power somewhat than Brad's list, but his shooting is just kind of deceptively there at all times somewhere. You don't, the Ice Elementals can fight, the Frost Claws can fight, but whenever you're not paying attention, they can also just turn suddenly and just murk a unit.
Yep. All right, we're doing some rolling. Not sure what for. Probably throwing ice bombs. 18-inch range. Yep.
Yep.
Throwing some ice bombs at. Ooh,
Yeah, we're going.
that's not a bad roll at all.
Nope, he needs 5s because he's in the cover, but 1 wound. Well, he's starting.
We think those are
you know-
probably centaurs.
Are Centaurs speed 8 still, correct?
They are.
Okay. So if he did that perfectly, he is just at 18 inches outside of the Centaurs, thus the Forsaken will most likely not be able to charge, and he's getting free shots on the Centaurs in both units, which is really nice.
Yep.
Cautioned approach. Not bad at all. And you just see Ryan just applying his pretty large quantity of shooting right out the get-go. Oh.
So these are going to be pack
Oh,
hunters
boy.
in the middle?
Yep. I think that was just a healthy 4 wounds he just packed on right there. It's pretty good. All right. See some rolls, some waivers.
All right, I'm going to shoot on some centaurs first, probably.
Maybe.
Or he's going to keep shooting.
That could be.
He's just got the 2 pack hunters. I'm not sure what that is. It's not like the wolves shoot. Oh, who do you put a war bow on? The Tundra Wolves have a war
It
bow.
is the Tundra
So
Wolves.
that's
The dear sweet Tundra Wolves.
when you got 5 points and you don't know what to do with them.
Yep.
You put the war bow on wolves, apparently.
Put the war bow on wolves.
That's how they do things in his household. All right. There's
I
an
think our
8
sound's
roll
going
for
pretty good.
nerve.
No one's messaged me so far. It's good. He's just stacking it on. Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, like Ryan, when he plays, a lot of his lists normally incorporate a lot of shooting. He's very good at target priority. He does pretty well.
Ooh, boxcars rolled onto Redemption Knights, so they are wavered.
Ouchies. Well, they all have Headstrong, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, the entire army has Headstrong, if I'm not mistaken.
They do, so that'll be a big headstrong roll.
Yeah, Headstrong to take you on. So the one good thing, much like Dwarves, OGL is just one of those Alpha Strike armies that you can never really count out, and they can Headstrong every turn. It's not a one-use.
And that will take us to the bottom of turn 1. For Dale's first turn here. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a big headstrong roll. You really don't want, you don't want to start the game wavered, especially with an army like, oh, hold on,
Yep.
are we just going for it?
He's going.
When you play an Alpha Strike army, like, you don't want turn 1 any of your hammer units starting wavered. I mean, it's bad enough that they start with wounds on them. So we'll see some regen rolls probably here to get rid of some of those wounds.
Yep. And we see right there, he's just moving that along. That's the regiment, I believe, that just went into there. We have a proxy base on them going into Hrim. That would appear to be the Green Lady, who I think also has Cloak of Death.
She does.
As well as Radiance. So
She
she's
can
going to be
pick,
applying
yep.
those wounds, which you just saw Ryan mark.
Yep.
Every bit counts. Every bit counts. So you
Yeah,
got that.
So we're guessing that is the regiment of Forsaken that has flown in on Hrim
Yes.
and possibly has snuck past the wall and not landed on it, maybe?
I believe so. I believe so.
If so, good play by Dale.
Yep. Not bad. Goddamn Warbow.
Goddamn Warbow.
All right. Well, that's a pretty bold charge right out the gate, right there. Hell yeah.
That is. There's some regen, probably. Yep.
Yep. The brutality I'll look at too. If the Frostfang cavalry happen to live through the Forsaken charging them, they are very brutal because they just come with that Crush 2. There's no Thunderous involved, so they pretty much hit back at full strength no matter what. And we'll just see how it goes. I mean, at a base level, he might just be trying to put wounds on them and just deal with them later.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan doesn't have anything. We can flip the table around. Ryan doesn't have anything on the other side of that building, so that is the end of his line.
Yep.
And usually, when you play an Alpha Strike army, you kind of pick like, am I picking one end to go after, or the other end to go after, or if you're really bold, you go all in right in the middle, and hope you make a big enough hole that you can hide in, and they can't see you. So.
Yep. Now, the good thing about Dale with a little bit less of the chaff and other things is he has a lot of units that'll hit, so what I think he's also doing right here, and it's very, very good for him, is he is able to just layer his attacks. So if they do kill the Forsaken, there's a Knight unit just waiting right behind him and another one, so we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
There's that goddamn Pegasus. Yep.
Just flying up and just getting behind. So that terrain is height 2 terrain. So a height 4 Pegasus will get cover.
Yep. And it'll be also it's a very brutal thing. Once again, that people were doing with unicorns before. He has 2 exemplars, and they can also just run into a unit, and they're mighty. And if not, they'll do a wound and become mighty to the unit they hit. Just very, very easy thing to throw and get anywhere it needs to go to block a unit up, which is gonna.
Yep.
It could be a really, really big problem for Ryan in the center of the board as the game goes on.
Yep, three attacks on 3s is that nice sweet spot of like, I'm gonna do wound almost all the time. Like,
you just need that one wound, and then you have crush 1, so like you're wounding in the 4 range somewhere in there. You're like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah, unless you're trying to run into something that's like defense 6, chances are you're gonna power 1 wound through.
And you got the defense 5. Their nerve is not super high, but defense 5 is defense 5. So it's to be respected.
Yep.
All right, we see the move back out of the 20 inches. Yep, just taking his time prepping for that middle, and you can just see the Knights are there for whenever one of those Forsaken fails. He will probably just run them into whoever's there. You see the Pegasus kind of run up to do some blocking.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. Yep. So obviously Dale will have used the Strider boots on the Forsaken Knights that went in against the Frostfangs.
Yep.
It'll be really interesting to see whether he pops the Frostfangs. Obviously, he's not going to get Prim with just a regiment, but he'll hold him up.
Oh yeah, he'll it's just hold him down while you try and take down the cavalry, the Frostfang cavalry. Those Knights behind, like I said, will probably just charge into someone. If they have if they're the sharpest ones, they'll hit on 3s even if they're hindered.
Yeah.
And the Green Lady is going to be, the Avatar is going to be kind of brutal with her heal 6 for these combats. It's just going to make attrition really hard on that side of the table.
Yep. If Rim doesn't pop that regiment, the Green Lady could bring him back, and he could end up getting boxed up for another turn.
Now he lucks out that they do in fact happen to be monstrous cap, so he will get his extra d6.
Right.
That is very nice. Right. But he also hits on 4s. And hitting on 4s is a fickle mistress.
It is. Swingy 4s.
Yep.
The regiment is only 12-14, though.
Right. So that is very true. And he has brutal right out the gate, so.
Yeah. I feel like he's got a pretty good chance to take him down.
I would say so. All right, you can see just Dale just trying to lock a few things up, and you see him measuring out very carefully for his turn 2, which is probably where a large majority of his forces are going to go in. We'll see how much Ryan can clear on his turn 2 to prepare for that. And if he can't, he could be looking at some really, really heavy losses. I'm very, very interested to see what he does with the Frostballs next turn. If he decides to just move back a little bit and just shoot the Centaurs again or go into them. You can see the Pegasus being turned kind of as bait. If you want to shoot him, go for it. If not, he can go and hit one of those Frostclaw units and get in their way for a turn, which will be really bad for them.
I think those aren't centaurs up the top that he shot last time.
You think they're knights?
I think they're knights because I think didn't he roll regen for them at the beginning of the turn? Yeah. So I think maybe those two kind of grayish looking units of knights in kind of the middle are Dale's centaurs, and the red and the green and the purple are the redemption.
No, that
knights.
makes sense. That makes sense.
I believe he attempted a Bane chant and failed.
Yeah, that's what that looked like. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would probably have been an attempted Bane chant on the guys going in on the Frostfangs, I'm guessing. And I'm guessing that is
decent number of hits, though.
The combat is currently rolling. Yep, decent number of hits.
Ooh, okay. So 6 wounds. That's probably not going to do it, but I've seen crazier. That looks like double ones.
Yep. So for him, no, the...
All right, it begins.
So the Frostfangs stick around to hit back.
It just looks like Ryan just clarifying some placement.
Yep, whether or not he touched the wall. It's very important there. Not a ton of hits, but
a few ones.
Yeah.
So I mean, he wasn't going to kill him anyway, but I think the goal is just tie him up. What'll be interesting is once again the Frost Fang unit hitting back on the Forsaken. If they do not kill them, he can start the Green Lady heal game with her heal 6 and her Radiance of Life. I believe they all have Sacred Water.
They do.
He can pop to get back 2 wounds possibly there, and suddenly that unit just kind of starts to come back to life.
Yep.
So we'll see. I think Ryan's trying to determine if he might be able to hit them in the flank instead. Not sure what he's doing there.
Yeah, no.
Not a ton of wounds. Things with Harim.
Yep. And I believe that is going to be turn 2.
Yep. All right, pretty aggressive right out of the gate.
I would switch to the other cam, but Ryan's kind of standing in front of it. All right, so so Ryan kind of moved up in a very slight kind of U formation, just a little forward on 2 ends. Dale has decided to heavily go after this end that's currently closest to us and just position other stuff to hit him next round.
Yep. If I'm guessing correctly with that purple unit's nice. If they are Brew of Sharpness, that'll be his backup plan once the Forsaken go down.
Yeah.
And he also looks like he has his other Exemplar right there. Right below those knights on our screen.
Yeah, I believe that's the one that tried to cast Bane Chant and failed. That'd be the one with the loot.
So he's also got that guy who is at the ready to just run into a unit, do 1 wound to him, and just be mighty.
Basically, yeah.
Unless he is mighty out the gate.
I don't think they are, but no, they're not. But
so he's hoping for that wound.
1 wound's all he needs.
That just locks up a unit for a whole entire turn. Just sucks. Yeah, I was very interested to see what Ryan was going to end up doing with his Ice Elementals. They're just kind of hanging out. If they go up and try and shoot somebody, they run the risk of just getting charged in the face, which is not sure that's what he wants. He does have those wizards behind him. I know he has Sarakina, who has Surge, so he has some odd options once that starts happening.
Mm-hmm.
So he might just be waiting to see if Dale locks someone in and go for Surge shenanigans. Also another reason to keep the Ice Elementals next to each other.
Yep.
Get that flank charge really easily. They could even maybe shoot.
Flip around, take a look from the other side.
Yep. I'm very, very interested to see what he does with the Frostclaw Riders right now because it looks like the Knights are there. if he charges them with both of them, the Knights will probably die. But then it begins the Forsaken, and you notice those Green Knights are also turned towards that angle, and I believe he has another unit of Knights right near the building.
There's a unit of
Or
centaurs just on the other side of the building.
All of them
Which
are just kind
still-
of hanging out to that angle.
Right. You don't need to kill both of the Frost Claws in one turn. You just need to kill one and ground the other.
Right. So I think if I had to guess, he might just move back a little bit and just make sure he's not within 20 range of anything. Probably just try and shoot the Knights again to see if he can take him down. We'll see. We'll see what he does. We do have that Pegasus who can see over the terrain. We'll just be able to fly and just lock stuff up. So that's gonna be hard.
Yep. I'll remind everybody for their bonus objectives. Dale wants to kill Ryan's unit strength and end up with more unit strength than him left, which right now he has a few more unit strength than him to start. And Ryan wants to basically keep most of his unit strength on his own side of the table and keep Dale off of his side of the table, which fits in well with the hold the line scenario they're playing. You can score that without ever leaving your half of the table.
Yep. Dale ran away.
Oh, he wants a beer.
Dale was just gonna walk away from the table to get a beer. Classics.
It's a full service tournament.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Sponsored.
That's right.
All right.
Sponsored by InBev.
I think he's okay. So he's still moving it, I think, or is he starting to measure out shooting? So if I had to imagine the Ice Elementals, he's going to try and keep them out of 16 to the best of his ability, but he would love to shoot that Pegasus. Love to shoot that Pegasus.
Yeah, I mean, he really kind of has to get rid of it. Otherwise, it's got a lot of options for units that can chaff up next turn, and then that'll free Dale up to charge in and move up the other stuff he's got down here at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, once Dale locks down any of these little pockets of units that he has, it just starts to get really, really hard when Dale moves up because everything just goes 16 plus. It's just nightmare. And once again, those exemplars, a little bit more expensive, I believe, than Pegasus are. Their ability to just turn 360 wherever they like and just charge into things is going to probably be really, really difficult as this game goes on. All right, here we go. Yeah, he looks very uncertain with how he's going to do this.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of turned a flank of those Ice Elementals to these Redemption Knights at the bottom of the screen here.
Yep. Okay, now he's really going forward with them. Oh boy. So now the good, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and he's got that Pegasus and that Redeemer right there in front of him. Like he's got to do something.
Yes. Another thing that I keep forgetting right here, he does have 2 units of Pack Hunters still with bows, so he is going to have a bunch of shots he can fire this turn very freely into what he wants. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, Centaurs, I believe, are defense 4.
They are, yeah.
So they are very susceptible to that type of fire. Even without the Pierce, doesn't matter.
Yep, those are good shooting targets, but he's got to deal with the chaff.
He does, and maybe he'll be able to get him. But once again, another really great thing about the Exemplar, beyond the defense 5, he is an individual. You have the -1 to hit with shooting. It's very strong little chaff pieces. Very annoying.
Yep, the Pegasus is behind cover, and he's an individual, so that makes it difficult. Again, the training in the middle is height 2, so height 3 Ice Elementals shooting at a height 4 Pegasus will still have cover.
Still works.
Flip around from the other side.
All right. Yeah, he's still looking at a lot of angles over there with the Frost Claws.
Yeah. So he slid one of them up to kind of cover the flank.
Yep, that's a lot. It looks like he's trying to either make sure Sarakeen is out of a threat range, or he's trying to set up shooting. I imagine he's looking for the 18. I imagine she has her Wind Blast damages.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that would be if he can blow those Redemption Knights back out of charge range.
Yep. And I believe her Wind Blast has Pierce 1, perhaps. So could be really, really good for taking down Knights, or at least putting a bunch of wounds on him if he's going to do the Frost Balls shots into them anyway. Yeah, it's shaping up to be a pretty hectic turn. His shooting, what it does if he shits the bed on his shooting, it's going to be really bad.
I don't usually think of Northern Alliance as a shooting list, but we've seen two really effective ones so far today. So
Well, it can be a very big shooting army if it wants to, and they did that with the. I think personally, they did that with the increase from range 10 to 12 for the ice elementals. B, the frost claws getting their shooting bombs and becoming a unit. I mean, they're a new unit.
Yep. True.
And you still have always just had your Icekin archers, your pack hunters. You can have elves that get, I think, vicious on frozen units with their shooting.
Something like that, yeah.
So they've always had kind of a lot of shooting, and like I said, Blizzard is kind of a hiding, just brutal thing of being a bolt thrower that basically ignores all the rules of shooting. If you put it on a character, it's very nice.
Right.
So they have those elements, but I think it's more brutal that half of those units that I just mentioned can actually fight really well in combat. So I think Northern Alliance is hands down the best combined armies in the game right now.
Yeah.
Very good. I'd say that Ryan's loaded a little heavier on the shooting side, but that's not a bad thing always. Yeah, here it looks like we're getting ready to go. Oh boy, so that looked like one. That might have been a heal if he had. Heal 5. Saw him removing wounds from a unit. So his Ice Queen.
Yeah, the Ice Queen has
yep.
heal. Yeah, Ice Queen has heal. Yep.
So there we go. He healed 1, it looked like, but he gets a reroll, so he healed 2, I believe. All right, now the shooting looks like it's beginning. Oh yeah, look at that. I think that might have froze. Yep. All right, so we'll see what we got. I'm not sure if that's 1 unit or 2 units that he did the shooting for. It might have been 2.
Yeah, I think that's probably both.
2. Yep. And that is in the Knights.
Okay. And they are frozen.
Going for it.
Yep.
So interesting enough with the Frozen, as I forgot about that, we don't talk about that, his regular Knight units will drop down to speed 7, making their charge 14, which can really matter in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, an Alpha Strike army on turn 2, when you've got all your charges set up from turn 1 and you're ready to go, if suddenly you're out of range by 1 inch, like, it kind of screws up your whole plan.
Yep. Now, it's important also, if anybody didn't see that note, he's already on 2 dice for his wounds. So we are approaching that point where he might take that unit down. So we know we're looking at least 7 wounds so far, probably more. Because he put down the 2 dice on the first roll, so he just upped the second die on that other roll. So he's probably closer to 9 or 10 wounds. It's breakable.
Yep. Probably looking at this, probably what the Ice Elemental hordes shooting at.
I imagine so right now. I don't know what they're shooting at. Hopefully it's the Pegasus.
There we go. That was me. 8 wounds on the Knights. Okay. Little Wi-Fi hiccup. We'll be back here in a moment. There we go. Okay, yeah, with the last roll.
Yep,
yeah,
sucks.
No wounds on it.
There's the Wind Blast. Maybe.
Yep,
move
them
them back. I don't know why he turned them when he moved them, but that's fine. Yeah, he only looks like he did 1 inch with that. There's Ryan's body again, everybody. View it in all of its glory.
Having a few Wi-Fi hiccups here, folks. Apologize for that. Around the other side.
Body again. We get the side profile.
Okay, so Wind Blast did not push him back far enough to be out of range because he just got 1. So Dale will have some choices on that side.
Yep. Which is really brutal because I think that Wind Blast also gets a reroll of 1 die. So not the best thing to happen to him today.
Okay, come on. Yep.
All right, so we're moving around. All right, so here we go. All right, so Pegasus from I think the Frost Claws. Looks like got some wounds on the board. I think 4.
See if we can level
And
up.
even if he doesn't kill the Pegasus, honestly, even having a waiver on them would be great, just so that it's not running around ripping his head off.
Yeah. Yeah. Dale really wants to be able to do.
Nobody's saying anything about it. Super. Oh, we're just going.
It's my laptop. My laptop keeps dropping the fucking Wi-Fi.
You can blame it on me, but it's cool. All right. All right. Well, a few things he probably didn't want in that shooting phase, but that's okay. I mean, he did some good wounds I saw over there. We'll see how it goes. If he can take something off the board, maybe. Does he look like he's doing combat right now?
Yep.
Oh, does that? I guess we missed the roll for the Knights.
The peg into the wolves. Yeah, the wolves in the peg.
100 wolves, I guess. Dale just realized the wolves hit on 3s. Classics. I've been in that boat myself.
Oh.
Thought they were snow foxes. I have also been in that boat myself many a time. Yep. Oh, he may have forgotten to roll the actual nerve rolls for some of this stuff.
Yeah. Checking for inspiring.
Yep.
And
We
that will
got a dead Pegasus.
Yep.
And there's probably the roll for the Knights, and I think he might have just rolled double ones right there. Yeah, rolling from shooting phase. Thought so. I thought we might have missed that, but we did not. Yeah, that's just Ryan kind of going around. Very high pressure turn for him, so he's just trying to, oversee all of it. You forget these things sometimes, small things. Happens.
All right. And we have Rim.
Failed to break.
Rim failed to break the regiment of Forsaken Knights.
Excellent. Well, let's hope that his Frostfang cavalry really get in there. He could really use that. Once again, even if he happened to have wavered the unit of knights that he did a bunch of wounds to from the shooting, they have headstrong, so really you're just looking for removal for them to be sure. Let's just let's pull for these Frostfang cav. He needs something on here.
That does not look great.
That doesn't even look real.
That doesn't look like enough attacks either.
No, it doesn't. He's doing it twice. Got it.
Yeah, I was about to say. These things have 30 attacks on 4s. That didn't look like 30 dice.
Yep. Decent amount of hits. Oh, yeah. That looks pretty good. Not bad.
Into double dice for damage.
Yep. Huh. Oh, Ryan just disappeared.
And that's
a
coming
waiver. Back. Is that a waiver right there?
I believe that is a waiver. Yep, on the Horde.
Yep.
Forsaken. Have headstrong, so that'll be a big
unit. Well, they're all headstrong units basically, so minus maybe the centaurs. But yeah, brutal turn. Not the best of luck for him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And that'll bring us to Dale's turn. Bottom of turn 2.
Dale's got a lot of options Dale's got a lot of options right now. Hrim not killing that unit really gives Dale the opportunity to pull the trigger on a lot of things.
Yeah,
While that
knowing that they're locked
that
down.
right
Yeah.
flank of his just holds up. That's really good.
Yep.
So we'll see if the headstrong holds. I don't actually know how many wounds Frostfang are on right now, but a second turn of attacks from them, especially if they get Bane Chanted, that could look really bad for him, for Ryan.
Yeah,
right
Bane
out the
Chant
gate.
failed last time.
Yep.
See if he can get it this time.
Yep. He's asking about how many wounds they have on him.
Yep.
Probably weighing out the Bane Chant.
Only 6 wounds on the Frostfangs.
Yep. So they're a nerve 17, so they're effectively at an 11 right now, a 9-11. Which is not a great place to be. That is, in my opinion, one of the weaknesses of Frostfang Cav is that they still have the normal 15-17 stat line. Even though they are huge.
Yeah.
Big meaty bear men. All right, so they look like they're definitely clarifying things right now. I'm sure, I mean, Dale has a lot of decisions to make this turn in terms of if he wants to pull the trigger on things or not.
Yep, he's going to have some regen rolls and a big headstrong roll.
Yep.
Now,
once again, that right flank, Ryan not breaking anything on that right flank, whether he makes the headstrong or not, buys him a lot of good options. It's an extra turn that Ryan thought he most likely wasn't going to be there. So now we see him pulling the trigger on the Frostfang. Or Frost Claws, my apologies. A lot of Frost shit. Yep, just some proxy bases because you got a lot of weird terrain shit. Yep. And he's just leaving a base there for now. I think he's going to measure out some things and see if he can fit some certain places. That's probably why he kept that unit there for the time being. Like I said, a lot of decisions for Dale to make this turn. So,
and that is such a good clean way to play.
Absolutely.
Do a bunch of moves with proxies and then pick up the real units and move them. All right. Those are going to be Centaurs, probably.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they were going off the hill.
And they have Pathfinder, so they don't care.
Yep, and that's an extra Thunderous.
And then here comes the others, yep.
And then there's the flank charge. So that is a pretty... Yep, Centaurs off the hill. Got it.
Centaurs coming off the hill. Order of Redemption coming in the flank.
This is shaping up to be a pretty brutal turn 2. It'll be really brutal if that headstrong happens for that unit into the Frostfang
Cav. The Frostfang Cav on the top of the screen by the brewery right now. Yep. And now we're checking to see, how far out are the rest of our Order Forsaken from those other Frost Claws, and what else? What else in the second wave can we move up to threaten? Yeah, I mean, if Dale pulls the trigger on all these things, he's going to have Ryan pretty thoroughly locked down.
Yes, and if he gets lucky and he breaks quite a few of these, Ryan's going to have a really hard struggle. Now, once again, he does still have, of course, the 2 Pack Hunter units that can still fight somewhat. Like, people forget sometimes they have Thunder 1, and they hit on 4s.
I expect those Redemption Knights in the flank of the Ice Elemental there in the middle of the table to take them out.
I do as well.
So it's probably a big old regen roll. Yep, big old regen roll there on the Redemption Knights in the middle. And the fact that Pegasus is still alive and that regiment of Forsaken are still alive holding back Hrim means that once those Redemption Knights kill those Ice Elementals, they can pretty safely reform to face the Pack Hunters without having to worry about something else sneaking in on them.
Yeah. Now, do we think that those Centaurs will actually break second unit Ice Elementals full on?
I don't know that anything else breaks, and I think Dale's okay with that. I think he wants that kill in the middle on the flank and then turn around. And so long as they hold and grind.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely not essential that he breaks them. But if he did, I mean, the extra Thunder is really not. Well, yeah, because they're only Thunder 1, right? Or they're
usually Thunder 1,
Crush 1,
Thunder 1. They're
so
picking up another one
on 2s.
And they're Pathfinder, so
yeah,
even though they hit on 3s, they're only 12 attacks, but they hit on 3s. So They'll do a few wounds for certain.
You never know.
They could get lucky, but I think even if he doesn't break him, I think he's okay because he's really just looking to make a hole with those Redemption Knights on the far end and the flank, and then turn and either eat some Pack Hunter. Because at that point, like if that happens and he spins around with them, Ryan's got to commit some Pack Hunters to actually moving up and getting in their way.
Yep.
They can't just stand back and shoot and hope they kill him. Can the Redeemer get to the Wolves? Yes, he can.
Ouch.
Well played there.
Yep. I can't tell if he's actually rolled the Headstrong for those Forsaken yet. He looks like he's looking at him now, maybe. So we'll see. We'll see if he's doing it. Yeah, I didn't see any notes about him having rolled the Headstrong yet, so we'll see.
Okay.
We shall see.
We shall see. That will be a big deal. Yeah, he is not yet.
He is not. Okay, cool. That's going to be big.
Shout out to Sean McCormley, our man on the pitch.
He's on the scene.
Answering questions for us here.
Yep. Helping us when we can't help ourselves.
What is that unit there with the thing on the thing?
That unit's definitely purple. All right, well. What are we doing here? Cloak of Death hitting 5 units. Yep. Tackling fuel.
Yep. So that's a big old Cloak of Death there. Hitting Rim and the Frostfangs and the Wolves and the character hiding back. Probably what, the Scald back there? Probably the Scald in the back there behind the Wolves.
Perhaps. I'm not really sure how relevant it'll be because he doesn't really have much shooting to speak of, but still.
Could be the Ice Queen as well. I think the Ice Queen was back there healing stuff. All right. Yep, there those guys go.
If Dale rolls gets unlucky too, this whole game's going to get real weird, but I think the flanked Ice Elementals are all but guaranteed to be dead.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean that does, and you see there he's checking, like that does put those Redemption Knights that he just charged in danger of getting flanked by those Frost Claws. But I guess he's okay with that because he's got 3 units of Knights standing
There's
back.
the big die for the Headstrong. Here we go. Oh, no, it's not. What is that, 3 and a 1? Oh, that's the Bane Chant, I think. Again. Did he roll his Headstrong? He just going? Did we miss the Headstrong? I just saw him pick up a bunch of fucking dice.
Flip around, yeah.
When Dale rolls a die, while he is thinking, it looks like he's jerking it. It's not inaccurate. I mean,
also not really the answer we were looking for, but that's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I like it. It's fine.
Okay, here we go. Wait, how many dice are you putting down here?
So does that mean... Okay, this is the heal. Okay.
4 heal on the Forsaken.
Did we miss the Headstrong roll?
Yeah, wasn't that unit wavered? Didn't he need to make a Headstrong roll on it, or was it not wavered?
Did it not even waver? Is it that bad?
Maybe he did not waver it, and we were mistaken. Or maybe they wavered the regiment, and not the horde.
Well, I'd say that doesn't look wavered.
He did pass the Headstrong.
Okay, he did. Okay. That's brutal. There you can see Ryan looking like he's hoping that Dale's models will spontaneously burst into flames.
Yeah.
That looked like 12 wounds on the Frostfangs. That'll be it. So that's double 1s for them.
So the Frostfangs stick around.
The Frostfangs stuck around. That rules.
All right, here's the regiment probably of Forsaken against Trim. Doesn't really matter what they do. They're just holding them in place.
They're chopping that wood.
Yeah. 8 wounds on
Rim. 8 wounds on Rim.
Good.
Jesus.
All right, here's the peg on the Wolves.
It's like nothing
Hold on,
there.
nothing there. See if the Redeemer does any better.
Yeah, missed with the peg. Yep. Hate to see it.
Yep, Redeemer.
Redeemer
Brings him
coming in
back.
hot.
That
Looks like a 7.
Yep. And that's a waiver on the Wolves. Oh, no, he's picking them up. Okay, that breaks the Wolves. All right, so
All right. Well, damn.
that's going to give Dale some options for what to do with that peg and that Redeemer now.
Yep. I'm very surprised that the Frostfangs lived.
Yeah, me too. He does have the staying stone on them, so it is possible that he rolled like a total of 15 and they're still fine.
Right. Yep.
In which
He rolled a
case, that would
4
be
on his die roll, so yeah.
yeah, that could be it. In which case, like
Sucks,
that's an
I mean, that's
excellent
good. That-
5-point spend.
Yeah, that lets Ryan come back into the game on that side. What's actually really funny about it is he probably committed most of that stuff over there, also thinking they were going to be dead. If they win, they get to turn and start coming back into the game.
Yeah, because now that Redeemer next turn can come off the hill and punch one of those units of pack hunters and keep them from shooting or doing anything if they're still there. All right, backing the peg up, sending the
Good old
character
hills.
forward. Yep,
Working it out.
we got stairs.
That's exactly what they're discussing.
Where it's not like off an individual, and you G6 forward, does that follow the inch away rule?
No, it does not.
You stop a millimeter away.
All right, and they are gone.
Yeah, that's expected.
Yep, as expected.
I mean, a regiment of Order of Redemption in the flank of pretty much anything.
Oh,
is expected to
absolutely.
pick it up.
Absolutely.
Now the Wolves are out of the way. Rim is still locked down, and Dale can turn.
Had him just roll twice. No need for rolling the attacks. Yeah, I mean that's 40. That's 40 attacks in your flank, hitting on 3s or 2s, depending.
Either way,
And, yeah, it's just gnarly. Yeah, 3s and 2s. Yeah, so it's just so brutal.
all right, going down the line. Here's going to be the Centaurs.
Yep. Doing centaur ass shit.
Yeah, all the hits will turn into wounds when you're hitting them.
6 wounds.
6 wounds, pretty good for a 12 attack unit. Yeah.
11 to break.
Yeah, not
And
gonna
he
get
got
him.
it.
That's okay.
Oh no, he didn't get it. Okay,
No,
Christ.
he didn't get them.
I was like, come on, man, give him
No,
something.
no. We're not
Just
expecting
did not
that
get
much.
it. Good.
Let's flip back around since we're on that end of the table now.
Yep. Is this
so
the Knights, I believe?
So this is going to be the Knights on the Frost Claws, probably.
And we'll see how this goes. Now they'll be inspired. So this could be if they don't break these guys, if he just rolls a little shitty on this, that's a really good opportunity for Ryan to get back into that side of the table.
Yep. But Dale's got the second wave waiting to come, so
he does.
He kind of
does.
wants you to, right?
It's what, but you can't not.
Right.
You got to do it. But that's what Dale's army. Like I said, he's got more hitting units than like Alex's list did, with a little less chaff, and you can see he just gets to layer things.
Oof.
11
wounds from on the Frost.
That's devastating.
That's on 1, and that's on 2.
That gets him, I believe, right? Wavered. Oh, damn.
Oh, got a waiver.
Oh, he rolled a 4. I thought that was a 6.
Okay, so I put him on a 15.
Oh, boy. Now it's getting all kinds of weird. I believe.
Yeah.
Do the birds have Fury? I believe.
Aren't they Fury? They do have Fury.
They do have Fury. Okay.
So they're still coming back.
All right, well, he's still got units. I mean, the second wave is going to be very bad for him, but he has a chance to at least kill the first wave and just deal with this later.
All right, they are trucking right along here. Moving on to top of turn 3. So Dale picked up one of the Ice Elemental Hordes.
Hey, Gil. How you doing, bud? We're just moving right along with our commentary. We had a very sick game 1 for round 1. That was awesome. We're literally seeing the same 2 factions war with each other with 2 different people. Very different game, though, which is really cool to see.
Very different game, yeah. Order of Green Lady is doing much better this round. Didn't quite get that devastating shooting in turn 2 like Alex got.
No,
Um,
no. So it's a thing there. So, but yeah, the avatar of the Green Lady is doing wonderful things in this game, whereas in
She
Alex's
is.
game, she was a little cold.
Yeah. Yep. Popped a five unit Cloak of Death round turn last turn and did some healing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So Dale still has the Frost Fangs and Grim locked down. He popped through those wolves. He's got a pretty strong position in the middle. So
And that did end up being a flank charge. Okay, cool.
yeah.
I was almost a little
Yeah.
worried for that, like that it would be just
I
in,
was
but that's
expecting
pretty
that.
good.
I was expecting that.
Yeah, you mentioned it. You called that.
Yeah. Probably hindered though. It looks like they're still touching the terrain, and even though they fly, they don't have Pathfinder. The Frost Claws don't have Pathfinder or anything, so that will be a hindered flank charge. But the guys in the front and the guys on the side probably should be enough to get rid of Redemption Knights.
Yeah. We've been informed that Dale and Ryan are still being gentlemen to one another. They have not begun throwing things at one another yet, so that's good. Always a plus.
Yeah, so Ryan basically
There's
had
Ryan's
to go
body.
in there. There he is again.
If anybody didn't know, that's Ryan's body.
There we go.
We've been
Around the other
seeing
way.
it quite a bit.
Yes, I mean Ryan basically had no choice but to send those Frost Claws into the flank of the Redemption Knights on that end.
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise, what do you do? Front charge one of the 3 knight units that are waiting to come in and crash into you next turn. That doesn't do
That
anything.
just is what it is.
Right,
Yeah.
like fly away and throw some bombs. Basically, would be giving up that flank, and his other flank is already locked down. Like, it's not a great choice. But if he can pick up the Redemption Knights before he loses both his units of Frost Claws for that second wave crashing in, that'll at least be something.
Yeah, he's gotta start taking units off the table.
He's got to start taking units off. That's right.
He really, really needs to with what happened to him. He had a really cold turn of shooting and combat.
Yep.
He's gotta just start getting less options for Dale. Now, at least one of those units that's waiting in the background is still a unit of Centaurs, which they do hit hard, but not anywhere near as hard as Knights do. So at least it's not 2 full Redemption Knight units just staring at you.
Right. But Ryan, a lot of Ryan's units are already damaged, and like the Centaurs don't hit that hard, but they hit hard enough to pick up a damaged unit. They're a good second line unit in this case, the way Dale's.
Yeah, no, it's very, very true. Now, I will be very interested against that unit of Knights to see the 2 Pack Hunters go in, which is a decent number of attacks. It does hit on force, but they have Thunder 1, so at least they get to wound on force. He might even Bane Chant one of them. We'll see where that goes. That's just, Gil popping in.
Yep. Clink. Okay, back we go. All right.
All right.
Counter charges. He did send his Pack Hunters in on those Redemption
Well, we're
Knights.
probably going to see some, I would imagine we're going to do some spells.
Probably. Let's flip this around.
We got a lot of frozen units, so we might see some pretty good Tundra fighters or things of that nature. We'll see how it goes.
We might.
The Frost Fangs are actually wavered, so they're just hanging out. So that actually sucks.
Double checked. Okay, so the Frost Fangs are wavered. Yeah, that's bad news for Ryan.
They double checked. Yeah, so that sucks.
Okay.
But Harim's still there. He's a bad man, so we'll see. We'll see what happens
there.
If he gets freed up a little bit.
He should probably clear that regiment this turn.
One can only hope.
And then he's going to eat a Pegasus next turn.
He will. Yes, he will.
So the question is, can those Forsaken Knights all the way at the top finally pick up the Frost Fangs and turn to face Harim's flank before Harim clears the peg and turns to face theirs? We'll find out on Dale's turn.
Now, an option that he could have, depending on how he does this, is if Harim does, in fact, kill that unit of Forsaken, he can either turn his base completely to the left or right so that the Pegasus is stuck charging his side, giving him still a clear path to be able to charge.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that could be countered by just moving the Pegasus in his path, and maybe since he doesn't have Nimble, he still can't go anywhere. But at least it's a possibility.
Yep, we'll see if Ryan's thinking that far ahead when he gets to it.
That's fair.
Yep. Because sometimes you're in the middle of a tournament game, things aren't going awesome for you. You kill a unit, and you're just like, okay, next.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you don't
and
quite
that's
think through everything.
and we've talked about that so far
Yeah.
in the stream multiple times. Just that pressure of just oh, you're just going, your brain's just doing
Yep.
things in an order you don't always think.
Right.
It happens.
And that's where practice comes in so much.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of prep, knowing those kind of moves to do on reforms and having them in mind.
Harem gets healed by 3.
Okay, nice. Yeah, Harim's not dying anytime soon. He's just not going to do what Ryan needs him
He's
to
not
do
gonna.
yet.
Yeah, he needs to go be attacking and be the points that he's you pay for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Ryan just healed the Harem for 3 wounds, so he's going. So he's doing what he can. I mean, it's pretty much almost his entire army right now is locked up. 0 wounds on the Redeemer, so that feels like shit. Yeah, the Redeemers in this game are going to be hard.
Yeah, Ryan doesn't really have anything that wants to hunt individuals.
No. No, he does not. All right, so there's a few hits. I don't know if this is going to be enough on these knights, but I mean he's doing what he can. With the Thunderous, it's better than their shooting would be. So that looks like 2 wounds there. I don't think that's going to be enough unless he rolls real high.
That does not look real high.
All right, so they live. Only
Yeah.
6 wounds. Yep.
Redemption Knights, of course, 15, 17 with regen 5 up.
Now, so he took 6 wounds with 4s and 4s. I mean, you're doing 12 hits and 6 wounds, so it's directly on average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really a desperation move. Like,
correct.
Again, Ryan's moves this turn are not really. It's just playing right into.
Oh, they're completely
what
reactionary.
Dale set. Yeah, what Dale set up last turn.
Yeah, completely reactionary. But it just is what it is. That slew of everything didn't break that one turn just really allowed Dale to dig in, which just sucks when you're playing OGL.
Yep.
They threat so far too. Wavered Centaurs.
Yep. And that feels bad when you're at a tournament and you're like, okay, on my turn, every move that I make is going to have been dictated by what my opponent did last turn, and I know I'm just playing right into his plan.
Yep.
But I don't really have any other options because I haven't left me any. So let's just pray that the dice gods give me some sort of gift to open up this game again and give me some room to breathe.
Well, I mean, that's the sad thing. I mean, you even go off of best case scenario on this whole side of the field. Even if he killed both of those units of knights and the centaurs, he's just waiting to get hit by Forsaken, Centaurs, another unit of knights, and he has the Pegasus and the Exemplar to run in and block on that side. I mean, it's a really hard place for Ryan to be in right now, and he really needs this unit of knights to die.
Yep. So here's the Frost Claws in the flank and in the front with Fury. They got wavered last turn, but they are furious birds.
Furious.
So they're going back in. Thanks everybody for joining us here to watch the stream. I think we finally got our shit together. We had a bit of a rocky start in round 1, but I think knock on resin table so far. The tech gods have smiled upon us this round.
Few issues with some Wi-Fi here and there, but keep in mind we are in a basement.
Yeah.
Very pretty basement, but basement nonetheless.
All right, and that does pick up those Redemption Knights.
All right, and that's very important. There's Ryan's body again for anybody that's just tuning in. It's his body in all of its glory.
If you want a very intimate view, there it is.
Yep.
And that is probably gonna as soon as he reforms the birds down there, that'll probably be the end of his turn. As we've gone all the way down the line now.
Yeah, that Harim is just not doing what he needs to do this game. It's very very unfortunate. Ryan's gotten stuck in. His rolls have not been what they should be for him.
Yeah, let's pop back over. Just to remind people that is in Order of the Forsaken Horde here now on the close side of that tower that Brian's got to contend with. So you got to turn those birds so they're in the front. You don't want them to get flanked by them, or they will be easily picked up. Got to back up the other unit. You have to try to get it out of range of some of those cav at the front, or at
If you
least get
can.
him behind something. Like break line of sight, maybe, but I don't know if that's going to work. The birds are tall, aren't they?
They are height 4.
Yeah, okay, so you can see him over all that stuff.
But you see Ryan trying to the best of his ability and really good positioning, just knowing that he
Yeah.
has to move back to try and block some things, just trying to hold on to any units he can to have a counter punch next turn. So really smart plays,
Yep.
not exciting plays for him, but those plays you
Yep.
need to make.
Yeah, I mean, if Dale wants to, he could definitely double charge and pick up those front birds, but he may have positioned it such that he cannot get a charge on the back unit, so he would be
Yes.
preserving one of the units of Frost Claws with that repositioning. We'll see.
I'm fairly certain the Forsaken will not be able to fit with their larger base size to get the back
on the
birds
back
as well,
ones.
which is really
Yeah,
nice.
probably not.
So
And-
it's good positioning. That's what you got.
And I'm not sure that the front knights, that the centaurs or the other redemption knights are going to be able to maneuver around their own
All
units to get
Okay,
at the
so
back.
Hrim did end up killing them
Okay,
finally, which is nice. So there we go. What you saw,
there's a regiment of
putting
Forsaken.
that there. We'll see if he stays out of the Pegasus and the. Yep, he's just got to be careful with how he places this, just because if he gets blocked up, not going to be able to charge again, which is devastating.
Nope.
Honestly, he can still fly the Pegasus in front of him probably, but this is what he's got.
Yep. But he's got to get that giant in the game. It's now turn 3, and he has spent the first 3 turns doing nothing but staring at a regiment of Forsaken knights.
Yeah, the nightmare of it all is we talked in the beginning of this game as it was starting about how strong of a position those 2 walls was for Ryan because he has Strider on both those units. And Dale, just with no fear, just ran right in there. So it's pretty bad. Ryan, in fact, did take
Staying Stone.
the Staying Stone
Yep.
onto the Frost Fangs.
Mhm.
It just he rolled that one number.
Yep, he rolled a 17.
Yep.
Or 16, rather, sorry.
Yeah, and Ryan did not. His biggest thing was he had a combat roll. It went very poorly. He did not remove Forsaken. So Ryan, we were just informed Ryan's got 26 minutes on his clock to Dale's 40. So a lot of positioning happening for Ryan, and it's understandable when you're playing OGL. You're on turn 1. You're already on alert. You know, with basically almost the whole army. It's hard.
Oh, interesting. Might be backing off the centaurs here to make space for other stuff to come in.
That's
we are
brutal.
playing with the withdraw rule at this tournament, so withdrawing an inch and pivoting to charge something else is an option. But I think he's just trying to make space for other stuff or choose some positioning. What are we doing here? What are we trying to get in here?
I don't really
what
know.
are we trying to get in here?
I see him looking at the centaurs.
I guess he could send the centaurs in, and those.
Are they nimble?
I think they're. Hold on, let me look. They're not nimble, but they do have Pathfinder, Crush 1, Thunder 1. So I guess if that
Maybe he's trying to fit that in first
to get the Thunder 1, since the other unit would have been punched and would have lost their Thunder 1, it would only been wounded on 4s. If he can send the other unit in, a wound on 3s.
Yeah. We'll see what he does with it. He does have, weirdly enough, Ryan has something good going for him in terms of buying time. If he doesn't lose all these frost balls and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's 2 units of pack hunters instead of 1 giant unit, so at least the knights can only kill one of them.
Yep. So here's what he's looking at.
Buy him some time.
Yeah, when I back those guys up, can I see? He's cleanly going back. Okay. Can he draw line of sight to them through the other birds, though? Because they're all the same height, aren't they? Forsaken is height 4, and so are the birds. If you can see that back unit of birds. Okay, he's coming in from that side. I see.
All right, then I think that might be the double charge on the other birds, if he even bothers. I mean, he could probably just throw the Forsaken in there and just go.
Yep.
Oh,
Or he's going
there's
to throw the
one.
redemption.
Oh, there it is.
He's going to
Yep,
do both.
that's
We're going to
double.
double charge.
Double bubble.
All right. That will pretty well crush this flank.
Oh, boy. Look at just, you don't always get to see it in games, but look at just the sheer amount of units just heaped upon each other in the middle of the table.
Yep. Yeah, no, Dale has definitely gotten all this stuff in. It's turn 3. The turn when shit
amount
happens.
of combat. Yep.
Yep.
It's brutal.
Everything's engaged. So those Forsaken Knights at the very top against the Frostfangs really ought to pick them up this turn to face Rim, which is what he's checking right now.
Goddamn.
Where do I want to put this Pegasus then? Assuming that I kill them and assuming that I reform. How do I keep this giant off of me for a turn?
Yep, and like we discussed, even if he doesn't charge him, he can just move him. Prim does not have nimble, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
The problem is the place where Dale really wants to put that Pegasus only going to be clear after he reforms the Forsaken Knight. He might not have the space to put it. We're still looking to see what Dale does with that Redeemer on the hill there. He's probably, I'm guessing he's going to come off the hill and punch one of those units of Pack Hunters in the flank.
Yeah, just go for it. If not, he can turn and go for one of the Wizards, because he has height 6 currently, and he has Nimble and the Reform, and he'll be able to shut down magic for a turn, which is really, really strong.
Yep, he can punch the Ice Queen or Sarakina.
Yep. Shut down some heal if he needs to, or some damage that Sarakina can do to somebody.
Yep, you'd have to check to see if you're in Sarakina's front, because she does have Ensnare. Well, actually, they both have Ensnare. So if he's in the flank of either of them, that would be a good option. But if he's in the front with only 3 attacks, he might not want to bother. Might be better.
See Ryan giving hand signals.
Yep.
All right, I think we've decided on where the Pegasus is going to go. God help us.
Let's see if we can hear what they're talking about.
All right, the Packers off the need 4s and
Peg just getting in between him and the other side.
Yeah, I got I don't know.
All of you can clearly hear Brad Park in his obnoxiously loud voice.
Yeah, I don't. There's no way you're
not even at this table.
Not even at this table.
Just put it parallel with me.
Yeah, I believe that Pegasus going in somewhere. The 3D terrain's going to make it a little wonky, but 2 people showing great examples of just being gentlemen about this stuff and working together to figure it out. I think they're going to get there. We'd love to see it.
Yeah. I would have just moved that wall out of the way. I'd have just slid the wall back.
Yep. Also fine, but you know.
Also fine option.
Without nimble, you pretty much have that.
Yeah, a little bit less than that.
A little bit less.
They are doing.
Okay.
All right, so it sounds like they've placed it.
Yep. It's a tough break for Rim. He's having that sad lockdown boy life right now.
I mean, I'm guessing his balls are always blue, but this is taking it to a whole other level, right?
Goddamn tragedy. That was good though. I like that. All right, so yeah, there's the Pack Hunter charge. Just start cutting through them. Why not?
Yep. Why not? Or do you want to go for the other one and let the Redeemer punch the other one so neither of them can shoot? There you go. That's what we want.
I think this turn, you looking at the Ice Elementals finally taking the last damage they're going to need to take and get taken out. That Frostfang front unit, or Frostclaw front unit, looks like it's about to be taken to the 7th Circle of Hell.
Yeah.
And the back one will probably survive, but it'll be locked down, so it's not going anywhere. So it's just being held down, waiting for the heavier friends to come in and punch him in the face.
It had a few wounds on it before, so the Centaurs might pull it off. They roll out their ass, but I think they'll survive.
Yeah.
The Ice Elementals might also survive. I don't
know how many wounds they have on them currently, but probably quite a bit.
They put a few. But those Centaurs have been punched, so they've lost their Thunderous, so that they're the only wound on.
Oh, that's fair. Yep, that's fair.
But Dale doesn't care.
No, it's not relevant.
No.
Everything's locked in. That's the important part.
Yep,
they can't go anywhere. They can't do anything, and he has spare units, whereas Ryan doesn't.
Right, and he's going to free up 2 of his units with that double charge on the Frost Claws here at the bottom of the screen, and then be able to turn them and apply them in turn 4, and just roll up this flank, head towards the middle, and start thinking about maxing out scenario.
Yep, Rim is super locked down.
Dale did get a 23, which is the max score in his first game. So obviously good at scenario.
He knows what he wants to do with this list.
He does.
And he's played this on and off for a while now with between the Dwarves. I've seen him playing this for a long time.
Yep.
So he's not curious with what he needs to do game to game with his list. He's past that phase.
Yeah.
All right, and there's the The avatar of the Green Lady just lurking. Not even sure he's concerned about the Cloak of Death at this point.
Yeah, he's got bigger concerns.
All right, that looks like he might be doing a heal. All right. He's just pointing to the wall.
Yeah. Just nobody can bane chant is what we're saying here.
It's nice.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, and we're going. I think that's our attacks into the crossfangs.
Looks like it. Yep.
Yep.
Love it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Forsaken on 4s and 4s. 4s, half hits. That's not unexpected. A little low.
But with the wounds on them, I don't know how many he really had after the heal or anything like that. 3 wounds.
Only does 3 rolls 8.
Snakes twice.
Still snakes twice and does pick them up.
Yep.
Okay. And we already know exactly how he's going to reform them because he did that with the proxy before he started. Oh, he's going to back up instead. Okay. Yep. Ryan repositioning the proxy for the peg there, which we know has to be an inch away. And instead of turning the Forsaken Knights, Dale just backed them up a couple inches on the D3 roll.
Which hopefully is enough. And if it's not, he's going to get flanked in his face and murdered. Flanked in his face. I must be sober. It's worse. That's fine. Checking for the corner for him, which is what I expected to see if he can get that flank. Which would be incredible because Rim has been very ineffective in this game, sadly, very locked down. He's blocked. Okay, so we got nothing there. We got nothing there. So they look like they're talking some stuff out. Anything important, our guy on the ground, Sean, will be giving us updates, as he has been, helping us work it out. But yeah, this is shaping up to be a pretty brutal turn. Just so many combats. I think Dale has basically almost his entire army is in combat right now. Oh, hate to see it. All right, so we're doing some very basics right here. We look like we're just rolling for the pack hunters. Or no, that was the exemplar, I think, doing his attacks. All right, Dale looks like he's trying to add basic numbers together. There we go. I think this is our knights. And see what they're hitting on. That looks really good. All right. Oh, boy. Tackle and fuel.
Okay.
Oof.
All right.
That's the sharpness unit. Yeah, so hitting on 2s, winning on 3s, it's devastating. So that's
It's a big-ass nerve
over.
roll.
Oh, boy.
That's a 7.
Oh, boy.
All right. Picks up some pack hunters. Kind of expected that, though. Yep. Turn towards the remaining pack hunters and Rim.
Yep. And I think the exemplar, if I'm not mistaken, went into the other pack hunters unit.
Went into the other one, yep.
Wounds to them to drop their thunder.
Okay. So no thunder, no shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Them
That's good.
Yep. Not a lot of options. All right. Turning.
He's locking them down.
Turning.
That. Yeah, got a wound from the
wound.
Redeemer.
Yep. All right. He turned to face those knights. Turn to face those knights towards Hrim, but I believe left made sure that the pack hunters are still in the front.
Yep.
Didn't want to give him a flank. Bottom of turn 3. Green Lady working like a well-oiled machine here. Sure, why not?
Wow.
And big ass nerve roll and
Wow.
alrighty. Okay.
Ugh. There's Dale's body for anybody that doesn't know. The big D.
Yeah, so that was Centaurs kind of one-shotting Frost Claws. They were already wounded, but they did roll really well.
My God.
They did roll really, really well. That is definitely not something Ryan wanted to see. I expected that unit to limp through to the next turn.
Whoop. They limped into hell.
All right, so we're gonna move down now.
Yep. And just seeing that, just overall, just the OGL and their units, just huge hammer units.
Yep.
Oof.
And so there's the hits from the Redemption Knights on the other Frost Claws, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah.
Just by the number of dice you rolled.
Ooh, 4 wounds. A little less than I thought.
Yeah, that's very low.
Let's see what we can do with this Forsaken action.
Yeah.
Second unit, yep.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully the dice didn't screw him. Be very weird if he fails to pick up the one we were certain he would.
Yeah, right.
and picks up the one that we were like, I don't know, that's iffy.
Yeah, stop fucking
Okay.
up.
Okay, now we're getting now we're getting
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, there you go. 15 wounds.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yep. And not snakes, so there go the birds.
Mix them up.
So that means on this turn, Dale is basically like taking both extreme flanks of Ryan's armies off and turn towards them.
Yep, so we're looking at some characters. We got Hrim, who might get to fight a Pegasus, but then is going to start getting hit in his face probably. I don't know if the pack hunters are long for this world either. It's not looking great for Ryan right now.
No, but they are playing hold the line, which means Dale isn't going to want to move too many things toward the middle. He'll need to leave something out on the flanks.
Yeah.
If he wants the points there.
Yeah. We still got, I believe, 2 turns to go.
Yeah.
And I'm in, so there's time, and he does move very fast. That's another thing about his army that's just always powerful, is he can just, I'm gonna just turn and move 8. You're like, good. Yeah, so Ryan just looking what options are left, but there's not really a lot of options. I think Hrim is stuck charging that Pegasus.
Yeah.
This is what they determined. The pack hunters will be able to go into the front of the knights if they so feel inclined. And I guess the ice elementals can keep fighting these centaurs.
Pardon me.
Ouch. Now this is going to be really brutal because, as we were talking about earlier, Dale already has a straight 23. And he's shaping up to do really well in this game right here as well. I imagine that he will have won this game realistically by the next turn, effectively.
Yeah.
He's going to have some good points, and it will be interesting to see who he goes up against next. But more importantly, and funny as hell, would be if Brad wins his game, does well enough, and ends up getting challenged against him, we will see yet again OGL versus Northern Alliance.
OGL versus Northern Alliance. First 3 rounds, top table, same 2 armies.
You'll love to see it. Yep. You're doing great. All right. So, yeah, I mean, Ryan doing what's left to him.
Yep. Not a ton of options, not a ton of units left. He's still got those pack hunters. He's got an ice elemental horde. He's got Rim, and he's got his characters.
He's going for the character in a surprising turn of events there, but I guess he's just trying to get out of the way of the Knights, which that works.
Get out of the way of the
Buying
Knights.
himself some
Maybe
time.
protect.
Yeah. We'll see.
Maybe pick something up. Maybe he did the math and he's like, we're not killing those Redemption Knights, so try to pick up a character.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
For some points, yeah, the Exemplars are only 11-13. They're defense 5, but they're not inspiring. The Redemption Knights are inspiring, though, so it's still inspired. But yeah, being only 11-13, easier pickup for him.
Yeah.
For pack hunters who are only 12 attacks on 4s. Still going to wound on 5s, though. Yep. So after this game is over, we will have the round 3 game starting around 4 p.m.
Yep.
And then we will be back tomorrow with rounds 4 and 5.
Yep.
Round 4 starting about 10 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see what happens there.
So do you think we're going to see Northern Alliance in every single game that we stream at this top table
I
this
don't
weekend?
know.
On kill, Aston is on kill, and pivot to check line of sight like you do with Forest.
Can he pivot to check line of sight?
Because Ass is on the end of the hill, right? So then if you're pivoting, all of a sudden now your front's on the hill, so now you can...
It's an individual? Is he talking about an individual pivoting? Like a cav model? Like, if it's the character, it's wherever he does his... Yeah. Alright. Bear with us, folks. We're just getting a rules clarification on the Redeemer being able to do his spin, to be on the hill and see at the hill. So he should be good to go, as he is an individual, and they get a free reposition when their turn begins, or before their turn begins, rather, to make their movement order afterwards. So I think what they're asking is Dale is going to attempt to turn his cav model onto the hill so that he can see over the hill, which should work out just fine.
Yep, I'm going with you. Can't do that through difficult terrain, but you can do it on a hill. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's the call I'm making.
Or which aspect are you referring to? Being able to see?
For the individual, yeah.
Well-
Because typically you can't pivot through terrain, I think, anymore.
I double check that, but either way, they get
Yeah.
a free reposition before the game actually begins. Or the game begins, before their turn begins. They get a free pivot, and then their movement starts. They can give
Yeah.
their move order afterwards. So he should be fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
So yeah, I mean, Ryan's just doing what he can do. He's just pretty much fighting it. He's got so much stacked up against him on this bottom part of the screen, but it is what it is. He's still got some wizards running around, might have some wind blast. There are some wounds floating around on Dale's things, so we'll see if any of that comes into play. Grim is fighting the Pegasus, which probably feels like shit, but that's what's left to him.
Yeah. All right. You're going to try to...
I see Ryan doing some finger guns, always a plus.
Thinking about it. Can I withdraw and pivot? Table
Our
sponsorship
table
to the
sponsorship
Bud
is
Light.
Bud Light.
Vanguard GT, sponsored by Anheuser-Busch.
There you go.
Truly the king of beers. Anyway,
You can make Dale whatever you want, Sean.
yep.
So, I mean, like I said, Ryan's still just kind of doing what's left to him. He doesn't have a lot of options. He's lost a lot of units.
Yep.
And Dale is just all over this table right now. Just units stacked on top of units right now. It's pretty gnarly. But at this point, if the Ice Elementals get cleared, we're
I
coming
think
to the
that was a
back part
Bane
of the game.
chant. We might have seen an actual Bane chant successfully rolled for the first time this game.
Who'd have thunk it?
Trying to beat up an individual here, probably.
Yep.
Yes, first being Chant. Or that might be. That's either. No, that's got to be Rim with all those dice. Beating up on a Pegasus, probably.
Oh, there he goes. All right.
Oh, okay.
Was that? Oh, that was the Ice Elementals, I guess, or something.
All right, 9 wounds on the Centaurs, yeah. That should. Yeah. And then there's the Surge. Did he surge them in?
Oh yeah. So he did the shooting first. Got it.
Yeah. So yeah, we rolled that cock die. And roll a second time, and that'll pick up the Centaurs.
Cool.
All right. Well executed. Now, which way would you like to turn the Ice Elementals so they die? You're surrounded.
Yeah, that's really bad.
That sucks. You gotta turn and face the pain, man. There it is. Yep. Come get me. Yeah, so at this point, Dale definitely has more unit strength left on the table than Ryan, so he's going to get his bonus objective. Depending on the exact final positioning of the units, if Ryan does not get completely tabled, he could still get his 2-point bonus if Dale moves stuff back on his half the table, not knowing that's what Ryan's doing for his
That's
bonus
fair.
objective.
I mean, points are points. You know, you lose a game, you
Points.
can still come back and try and get as far up as you can. As far as a tournament standing goes, we were just talking about it a little bit earlier. It's just Dale had such a strong opening round 1, and this is shaping up to be a very, very strong round 2. It might be hard to catch up to him, no matter who you are. So we'll see. Dale did really well last year as well, so maybe this will be his year.
Maybe. Dale played Max Kenny in round 1.
Yep, we still now. I'm not sure we have our champion from last year is actually playing, and that's Derek. I don't know where he's at right now after round 1. I don't know how many points he got.
He's sitting on a 19.
A 19. Okay, so I mean,
pretty good.
little under, but he's fine. So we'll see where it happens. We have a lot of really strong players at this GT.
Yeah, I think all the wins were an 18 or up.
Right. Well, that's what we discussed earlier. It's just a lot of brutal stuff. I will be very excited to see what our scores look like at round 3 after a lot of those people had to play each other. It's going to be brutal. So we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. And that's your sweet Rim doing his little turn.
Looks like Brad did, in fact, win his game.
Yep.
And did bring in 19 points for a total of 41. So we could be seeing Brad back on the top table, depending on how everybody else goes.
Let's do it. Let's go.
3 games in a row, or Green Lady versus Northern Alliance. It's happening, people. That's going to be the reality. If you're sick of seeing it, sorry. I guess watch something else.
You know what? After this, if any of you play against OGL or Northern Alliance and get caught out on something, shame on you. You're getting to see all the tactics laid before you in 3 games, possibly. So I'm just saying, drink it in. Drink it in.
You know, see, the thing is, I would swap to a different matchup rather than show Northern Alliance versus Order the Green Lady a third time. But I would really like to see Brad and Dale play, because that would be a really
That's
fun
what I.
game.
Also, if we move our cameras more than a foot each, they might explode. So let's not
I
do
just
that.
meant just like swap the table assignments around.
Oh, that's true. You could do that. Yeah.
We have
But
the technology.
I actually, Dale versus Brad would actually be extremely cool to see. But now here's another thing that's really neat. So you guys got to see Northern Alliance kind of wipe out OGL in the first game, and then now you're seeing the opposite. And both of those people who did really well against the other are now possibly going to play each other. So now you're really going to see some shit. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, that looked like an 8 on something. If he's rolling,
Hey, Sean,
I can't tell.
if Brad is still in there, could you send him out to us? There's a score discrepancy for him. I'd like to fix.
Way to go, Brad.
Well, Dale piles on in.
Yep.
Keep moving forward and chewing through everything.
I got 75.
My opponent filled 890. Did I put it wrong? Oh, show yourself 10 points. You entered that you killed 880.
Got it. No problem. Oh, and was this? What do you guys put this in?
Oh, that's mine. I left it on the table.
You didn't play a game.
What's up?
You didn't play a game.
I just thought you were going to need it.
Were you guys on 2 or 3?
I have it.
I just didn't think it was that strong of a laser.
You left it for me?
No. What is wrong with you guys?
I'm considered adult.
Of course not.
I'm not being a nice, considerate adult. Yeah, dude.
It's either Bills or Jordans.
I gotta find out. Something that laser.
Hey, Bill? Is this your laser? The Jordans? Did you play Jordan on table 2 last round? Yes. Okay. Yeah, check Jordan.
So you guys can kind of see just Dale just said fucking just decided to just have the Forsaken just leave the field of vision of Rim. Once again, Rim is just really not seeing much play where he can be effective. Can't free pivot into a hill to charge over it.
Okay.
Christopher Williams with the clutch save.
All right. Fair enough.
Chris, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I thought that was only difficult to read.
Even gave
but
us
okay.
a page number, you beautiful bastard.
Love it. Love to see it. Comment section coming in clutch with the rules calls. Why am I running this tournament? I should just stream the whole thing and let the internet settle rules.
We're commentating. We're doing great.
All right. Yeah. Dale's just going to roll this up here. And we will see.
2s and 2s. The best kind. Best you can get in the game. That looks like a horrific amount of wounds. Good God. All right, so what are we seeing here? Character cleared. Got it.
All right.
Yeah, which is
All
about.
right. Dale looks like he's trying to figure it out.
See, one thing, I don't know what you could be different, but like you gave me this side for free, so I knew I was getting 2 points.
You can hear Ed through the mics. Yeah, that's
You
gonna
can hear
happen.
Ed Fisk yelling somewhere in the basement.
Ed is always yelling.
So one thing over here lets me not do that for free, right? Then it's like decision. So I don't know, maybe one. No, you're right, because you get out like Blade Stalkers, but they were hiding.
Who's Brad up against round 2?
What the answer is, some of the smaller vocab could like walk up and then.
Brian Swinson from North Carolina.
Right,
All right, Dale really just cleaning up here at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. He even just, like I said, he just moved away from Harim and was like, I'm just not even gonna fight him.
Yep.
Just really no reason to. It's a shame because you really need Harim or really any giant that you pay the points for to start getting into those combats. At least kill a unit to try and get back on the board. He was just kind of stuck most of this game. Dale just blocked him up really well, and some of it, of course, was also misfortune on Ryan's part. He just couldn't clear Forsaken.
Oof.
Oh,
And that is a big roll, and that takes care of. Yeah, that's his last scoring unit on this side of the table.
Yep. So we still got Pack Hunters and Grim left, but that's a very overwhelming amount of unit strength 3 units that Dale just has running around.
Yep.
That's brutal. It doesn't look like most of his units on the bottom of the table have many wounds on them, so even Sarakina trying to Wind Blast and do damage with her Pierce 1 will probably not be taking any of them down. He also, of course, has his Healing Caster running around.
And regen and Radiance of Life you can't really plink damage.
And all that. Yeah, and all that,
Yeah.
right?
You can't really
Right.
plink damage on Green Lady and have it stick. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
if you leave them alone for a couple of turns, they just get back up. you know?
Right. Yeah, so it's pretty gnarly.
It's kind of like undead. You leave them alone for a while.
Right.
They'll eat a couple pieces of chaff. They'll do some drain life. They'll get back
The
up.
drain right now on them is actually, yeah, it's really disgusting. Switch over to top of 5 on counter.
Oh, sorry. Missed that they had changed turns.
Yeah, we ate some pizza earlier, guys, so our bodies are getting worse. So just bear with us.
Yeah. All right. So that is top of turn 5.
Yep. So Ryan at this point, you can see obviously he's going to keep moving and trying to do some damage. I don't think it's going to beat him much avail, but you never know. He can always just fucking long bomb this, do 5 wounds, and just take a unit off. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, at this
But
point in the
Grim
game,
is
you're
just
just
stuck.
you're just looking for anything, and anything you can do to try to get over like the 20% bucket, so that you get a
It
point
would
for
appear
attrition.
Pack Hunters just charged off the hill
All right.
into the side of them and inside of Forsaken. That's a good time.
Sure.
Love to see it. Yep. If they're not disordered, which I don't think they are, they should have a Thunder 2, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that'll be 24 attacks on 4s with Thunder 2, so 4s and 3s. Oh, but they are disordered. Okay, so it'll be 4s and 5s then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might roll really well and pick them up. Otherwise, that's just a
24 attacks is 24 attacks.
24 attacks, 24 attacks.
And they do appear to have wounds on them, so that is nice.
They have some for certain. They've been fighting those frost claws or frost fangs for a couple turns. Okay. We will be back for round 3 about 4 o'clock today.
Yep.
Right here. You can find a link to it, of course, on the Vanguard site, or you can just keep looking at the same YouTube channel that this one's on. Or I think I also posted them on Facebook. I'll post a link to it in the Mid Atlantic group when we're getting started. We'll see who we're going to have. Chances are, if we stick with the top table, it'll be Dale again. That'll depend probably on who he's playing and how much we want to watch that match, unless there's another match like 2 or 3 tables down that we think is more interesting, that we would rather see for some variety. Barring that, we'll see Green Lady again.
Yep. Well, if we get Brad and Dale, that is a matchup that I guarantee all of you will want to see.
I will want to see that.
That will be a great game.
If it's that, I would definitely want to see that.
And depending on who else is raising to the top, another one, if Derek pulls ahead somehow with a really big score and ends up near the top table or top table, I would love to see that too. He is currently running halflings, and they are really intense.
There.
Joining in late, how did we get to this point in the game? Well, it started out with Ryan doing some combats across the board and not wavering or breaking anything, and that allowed Dale to get a really, really big foothold into his army and start ripping units off and blocking the other ones. And when you start doing the combat grind with OGL, it's a very, very hard mountain to climb. And now you're seeing the results of that.
Yep.
Really
Dale
brutal.
just effectively blocked things up the top there by the building, and started at this end of the table and just started chewing his way through. Kept things chaffed up when he needed to. Ryan had some not great rolls trying to clear some stuff and didn't kill anything with shooting when he needed to. And then Green Lady just kept charging and punching and picking up units. And a couple turns of that, and this is what you got.
This is what you got. Yep. One of the big things that would really smash this army up would actually, in fact, be Hrim. He sadly got locked up by a regiment of Forsaken that lasted for, I think, 2 turns.
It took him till turn 3 to get rid of him.
Yep. And then right after that, a Pegasus was waiting for him. Just one of those hard things to really counters sometimes. Just he has 2 Pegasus and 2 Redeemers just running around, getting into people and blocking. And that's a very, very hard thing to counteract depending on your build of your army. And like I said, he just got that early foothold. He had so many more units on the table, just able to just get in. Happens. Ryan's tried to battle back from it to the best of his ability. He's made some decent moves. Sadly, most of it's been reactionary. But that is what it is. We got a lot of wounds happening right now. Or a heal. Yeah, jeez. Yep. Okay, that was a heal right there. And just super healing that Forsaken unit. Yeah, healed 4. They're looking fine. Oh my. So we're getting near the end of the game. I don't know if Hrim is really going to be able to actually do anything much else. He's kind of run out of time to be effective, which sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if things go exactly Ryan's way here, Ryan could end up with 2 points for that flank that Rim and his pack hunters are on if they pick up these Forsaken Knights, and Dale just decides not to go for the flank, decides just to hold what he's got, and just let him have those 2 points.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if he picks up the pack hunters, he can easily out unit strength Rim to get the 2 points for that flank and
absolutely.
hold the line. He just has to do it like without really losing any more points or unit strength.
And I think that right there might have been double ones. Grim now blocked by Centaur character. Can't make full charge into Knights. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, the pack hunters are still alive.
So there's a Redeemer in the way.
That's that.
Yeah.
Well, the Centaur's in the way, right?
Centaur
Oh, it's a Redeemer. He doesn't have a Centaur character. Yeah, it's probably a Centaur model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which isn't mighty, so he ought to be allowed. Grim can charge him or nothing else, probably.
Yeah. So I would like to say hello to Atkins, but not to Mark. All right. Well, that's fucking rude, but
Sounds
okay.
right. Sounds right. Yeah. Yep. I feel for you, Ryan. It's a rough position to be in.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of options left to really look at it. I mean, honestly, looking past just this game, honestly, if he's able to kind of like score some points, like you said, it just kind of brings Dale's score down a little bit, so that you don't have
such a runaway. Yeah.
Such a runaway. Yeah.
Two 23s to start would be really rough for people to catch up.
We're at top of 6.
We're at top of 6.
Yes, sir.
Top 6. Yeah, this is it's coming to somebody stop the damn match kind of.
Yeah, at this point, I was actually just getting ready to say, like, Ryan really wants this game to end at turn 6, and especially if he gets lucky here with something, hold on to a few points, move on with his life.
Yeah,
it is what it is. You can see Ryan still just measuring things out, so he's definitely just fully playing the game out to the best of his ability every turn, even with the few units he has.
Yep. Keep the chin up.
You love to see it.
Yep.
And just maximize points whenever you can. That's all you can really do when you practice for tournaments. Even if you're just getting kind of just like ripped off the board in some instances, just try and maximize as many points as you could possibly get. Go for as many things as might happen. Like it's fine. All right, we see Sarakina just kind of run around.
Is he gonna try to snipe something out. Mind fog something. It's kind of too far away to do anything else.
I also don't know how many things have wounds that are not engaged right now to actually be mind fogged.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could do the whole try and waver, but now you're fighting a headstrong army.
Yeah. Well, the centaurs don't have headstrong, so he
That's fair.
can do something to that centaur unit that they're currently looking at. He could like wind blast it for a couple wounds, and then
That's what I thought. The wind blast is what he was going for. Just do wounds.
Yeah.
Just bug him. It's his best chance.
yeah,
That looked like not a really big roll.
yeah. So they're gonna stick around.
Yeah, they remain.
But if he wind blasted them enough, they can't see the back of those pack hunters. So
Yep.
they won't be able to get on them. You're in the bottom of turn 6.
All right. Do some wounds there. That was the
4 wounds on the
4 wounds on the exemplar.
Okay. From icy breath from Prim, probably.
Yep. Absolutely. So we have to read the scenario. Models toe in on the opponent's side. If you mean just a smidgen of them on the opponent's side, I think it'll either tell you have to have the unit fully on the side, or you'll have to have a majority of them. But we'd have to check.
Well, according to the player's pack, it's 50% of the unit space. It is considered to be in whichever zone is covered by more than 50% of the unit space.
Okay, yeah, it's the 50%. Yep, it's a majority.
So that's majority. All right, coming down to the end here.
I don't know if he's going to try and go for him or not. He doesn't have to. Bottom of 6. Yep.
Yeah, bottom of 6. Checking out our scoring zones here. Making sure we've got our points lined up for when the game ends. We can max out our score as best as we can. So obviously this is going to be a big win for Dale Motley.
Yep.
That will put him well out ahead.
Yep. Round 3 is going to be spicy, though.
Round 3. Yeah. See what other results we got coming in.
All right, so the Centaur is going into Rim and just locking him down. And it looks like these guys are going to just run.
Yeah. We got some other results. We got Mike Ireland with a 23-point win over Jason Britt. That's a max points.
Good God.
Bill Goodrick with a 21-point win over Kat Royer. Derek Sindstrom with a 20-point win over Ray Wyant. So big wins continuing to roll in from some folks here.
Like I said, I think Brad and Dale will be a game to watch, but I also think that Derek versus Dale, if he gets further up there too, will also be really good.
Yeah. Brad is
he's just 2 points ahead, so it's not happening.
Brad is 2 points ahead, yep.
We'll see what happens there.
We will see how things go as results continue to come in.
All right, so Dale doing the last things he needs to do.
Yep.
Probably just doing some healing on units with his regens. Yep, that guy's back to full. Back to the idea, you kind of leave OGL units alone a little bit, and they just start to come back to life.
Right. They can do this all day.
Yep. All right. I'll be back.
Sure. We might be over in a couple minutes.
What's up?
We might be done in a couple minutes. All right. So, yeah, Dale has picked up those last pack hunters. That's going to leave Ryan with only for him as a scoring unit. Here's the Exemplar Redeemer on Rim. Just putting some wounds on him for the heck of it, just to keep him in place. Disorder him so he can't charge through the individual and get onto any of his other units. 3 wounds on Hrim from Deemer. Not going to get him. That was a shake of hands, so that is going to be game. So that's going to be a big win for Dale. Yeah, turn 7 was rolled, and they got a 1. So that is it. So they will now add it up. Dale will have at least 5 scenario points, probably 3 or 4 attrition points here. Definitely got his 2-point bonus objective. So we'll see if Ryan managed to squeak any points out there. Exactly. The placement of those units will determine whether or not Ryan's got the 2 points for the far flank there with Rim, or whether Dale's looking at like a 20 plus score here as well. So I think we're going to wrap up this round there while they add it up. People that want to know what the final scores are can check them out on the site, where we have a link to the tournament results. You can check those out. It is currently about 3:30. The next round starts at about 4 o'clock, so we have about a half an hour break here, and then we'll be back. This stream will end, and there will be another stream that will start for that round. You can find the link to it on Facebook or on the Vanguard GT.org site, or just check it out the YouTube channel that this one is on. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I would like to thank the tech gods for everything behaving itself pretty well for this stream. The first stream was a little rocky to get started, but I think we did okay here this time. Brad's like looming over my shoulder while I'm wrapping up here. But I think they're going to call it there. So thanks so much for watching, everyone, and we will see you back here in about a half an hour for round 3, when we will see possibly another Northern Alliance and Order of Green Lady matchup, depending on how things go, or we might mix it up and show you something else, depending on exactly who's playing on the table and what we feel like watching. So, all right, everybody, take care, get up, and stretch. We're gonna do that. We're gonna get up and stretch for a bit, and get something to drink, and we will see everybody back here in about a half an hour.